Hello, here is the chapter breathing and gas exchange. It is meant for class 11 students. So, I'm going to discuss about the mechanism of breathing. Breathing involves intake of oxygen and expelling out of carbon dioxide. Okay, and how it occurs here. 1 minute. So let's move. Mechanism of breathing. That means how breathing exactly occurs. So breathing is ventilation of lungs through alternating inhalation and exhalation. That is intake of oxygen and expel of carbon dioxide. That occurs by breathing. Okay. Breathing. Second point is the continual movement of air as one inhales and exhales maintains high oxygen and low carbon dioxide concentration at the respiratory surface. The breathing especially occurs due to difference in concentration gradient of gas. Okay, that means when we inhale, the oxygen concentration will be more and carbon dioxide is expelled out. That means the concentration of carbon dioxide is less. Okay, so this is all about the exhalation and inhalation or mechanism of breathing. So let's move to the next slide. Yeah, in humans and mammals, ventilation occurs by negative pressure breathing. Okay, the breathing or ventilation occurs by negative pressure breathing. Now, what is the negative pressure breathing? It is a system in which air pulled into the lungs. Okay, that means when lungs less in oxygen, the oxygen enters in from atmosphere. Okay, and at that time, lungs is filled with more carbon dioxide. Okay, so it is filled with more carbon dioxide and less oxygen, and due to this difference in concentration gradient, that means the uh, difference in oxygen concentration and carbon dioxide concentration leads to concentration gradient of gas, and as a result the oxygen is pulled into the lungs, and this is called negative pressure breathing. Okay, during inhalation, muscles between ribs contract, the ribs to move upward and out, and the diaphragm contracts, move downward. That means when air enters into the lungs, okay, when air enters into the lungs, okay, it becomes expands. That means expansion of lungs, and the diaphragm becomes downward. Okay. This is diaphragm. It moves downward. That means what changes occurs in the rib muscle? The muscle between the rib contracts, causing ribs moves upward. This is the upward movement. And out. Okay, the diaphragm contracts and move down. So both the rib muscles or muscles of the lungs and diaphragm contracts and leads to upward movement of the muscles and or outward, and diaphragm leads or moves downward. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. These contracts expand the volume of thoracic cavity so that the volume of the thoracic cavity increase and more oxygen can enter into the lungs. The lungs, which have natural elasticity, expands along with the thoracic cavity. Okay, when the air or oxygen is more, it leads to the expansion due to elastic nature of lungs, and it also expands in volume along with the thoracic cavity. Now, the third point, air pressure in alveoli decreases, it becomes lower the atmospheric pressure, so that atmospheric pressure becomes lower than the pressure inside the lungs, which explains why mechanism is called negative pressure. It is occurs against the concentration gradient and against the atmospheric pressure. That's why the breathing is the process occurs by negative pressure. Okay, this is all about the mechanism of breathing. And in my next slide, I have explained air moving from region of high pressure to a region of low pressure. Okay, that is called concentration gradient, I told you, and flows from the surrounding atmosphere through nostrils and into the lungs. And here, exhalation resolves the pressure gradient. The rib muscles and diaphragm relax, reducing the volume of thoracic cavity. And the third one, the lungs return to their relaxed and unscratched position. The resultant increase in alveolar air pressure forces air of the breathing tubes and out of the body. As after inhalation, exhalation occurs, so that due to exhalation the lungs retain its relaxed or original position. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope it is clear. Have a good day. Bye.